All right. Invited you guys up to speak. Testing, testing, testing. All right. All right, great. It works. Alright, guys, we'll start in the next 10 minutes ish. We'll be starting in the next 5 minutes.
No, I'm stuck. I can't move. I can't move. I'm stuck. I can't move. I can't move. I'm stuck. I can't move.
Alright. Jeez, the intro. Jeez, the intro.
Why is there so
Okay.
heavy bass?
Jeez. Okay, there we
Such
go.
heavy bass.
It's fixed.
Are you
Alright.
find it advice?
Okay. Welcome to the Wealth Wave Show, where we talk about your life, your money, and your future. I'm Gamerboy, and we're live right now. If you'd like to join the conversation, head over to our Discord server, join the stage, and raise your hand to be brought on. The link to join is in the description. I would like to welcome my co-hosts, Mangoes Are the Best, and Nick the Destroyer, will be joining us as we break down today's topics. Feel free to call in, say your opinion, get any financial advice, or even give financial advice if you wish to. But today, our topic is housing prices, why they're so high, how it is driving the market, what you can do if you are buying or selling in today's climate. We'll break down interest rates, supply and demand, and the trends shaping the market across different regions. So let's get into it. So there's just so many places where we can get started with today's market,
That is true. That's true.
especially.
I think we should start. I think we should start with the elephant in the room: housing. Housing is a very complicated topic in Clark. I mean, we have,
It drives the entire economy. It drives the entire. If housing goes up, everything else goes up.
Yeah. I think one thing about housing in Clark is like we have kind of worse prices than California, but it is clear why. I mean, there's many factors shaping and determining the price of a certain property, right? Of a property, but the determining factor, of course, is the demand of a property, and that is much it. Oh,
Oops. What happened?
what happened there?
Did it leave on
I
accident?
think
Intermission.
Overlord wanted to silence him.
Roblox gonna handle us telling the truth.
the inner cabal of the Clark.
They're trying to shut us down.
Anyways, yeah. The key factor of housing prices is demand, and another factor is who actually wants the house. We can, discern between two types of people. We can, let's say, call them the average Clark player, and we have the ultra high net worth individuals within Clark County, which bring substantial capital, where they are able to bid way higher than any normal player and skew the prices in the directions. Of course, there's people going around, realtors trying to flip houses. There's a lot of things going on that actually move the prices, but those are determining too the demand and who is causing the demand. Is it someone that can spend $2-3 million on a house, or is it someone that just wants a house for, let's say, $200,000 or $300,000 Union of Colombia dollars? And how many there are? If there's 10 people that want a house, but they and how many only spend $200,000-300,000, well, the house is only going to be maybe worth at maximum $500,000. Where if 10 people want a house for $200,000-300,000, but there's one person that is willing to pay for the house $2 million, well, it's worth $2 million now, right? And this is like the problem where the houses just get skewed up in price just by these few individuals that have a high purchasing power and are willing to spend a good amount. So we are here to educate a bit on the consequences of that, because many people think that the prices are, completely, thought up, but they are not. Essentially, they are just following the demand and who is giving the best price, which is, of course, capitalism. But at fault is definitely the distribution of capital and the willingness and who is causing the demand.
And especially when housing prices boom, everything else does. And people are always complaining, why is everything always getting more expensive? It's basically because of the housing market. It kind of controls a lot. And, even in real life, it controls a lot of the economy, but especially in Clark, it's just that it's the most expensive thing in Clark, and it's a thing
it's a thing that actually can move in price, right? If you go buy a gun, it's always going to be $2,000 or $3,000 Clark dollars from an NPC or from the gun store, where the prices for houses are determined by players and not by the developer set. And so, of course, when you have something that is a player set based on the price are just gonna skyrocket.
Yeah. And especially the more and more, yes, we have so many houses in game, but the issue is we have how many houses would you say we have in game? Like a rough estimate. You.
Me.
100?
Oh, I can how much houses I have? I'll tell you. I'll pull up the numbers. Just give me a second.
No, how many houses in Clark in total are there?
If I would have to estimate, around maybe 100.
Yeah. There's over 12,000 people in the Clark server, and at least you could say that at least 8,000 of them play this game somewhat actively. And out of those 8,000, at least, 5,000 want a house and have enough for a house. A lot of people have enough money for a house, but you have 100 houses, 6,000 people who want that house, and then the prices just skyrocket. To be honest, you could just buy a house and never sell it. It would skyrocket in money.
I think the best option people have if you want to get a house is just be a bit of patient and try sniping a house. That's like the most realistic. Where a lot of people get high value houses is they just snipe them, man.
Sniping houses in Clark is kind of hard compared to other games. I won't lie.
Oh,
What do you think? Because at least for me, it seems like sniping a house in Clark is way harder than other row states.
I think that since the prices of the houses are so high, I don't think it's really worth even buying a house. Like they should make actual nice looking houses. Like the houses in Mercy are super small, but they cost so much. They should make like a richer area and make those cost a lot and make that like the cheap budget homes.
I mean, to be fair, it is a Lego game. Nobody needs a house. Your Roblox avatar can sleep on the streets. But
Yeah.
it's a luxury. Like having a house in this game is a luxury. And like, yeah, I bought a Lamborghini, but there can be an infinite amount of Lamborghinis. There's always going to be a set amount of houses. And if you have a house, that's like a big deal.
Yeah. They need to add like big house is like Ridgeway. Mercy is like Ridgeway is Sterling. Like Sterling's cheaper than Oakland. And Oakland's like the really rich area. They need to make something like that in Clark.
It really does matter in Clark, but I feel like the type of house matters more.
Yeah. Like they should create like their own little area for like a richer neighborhood, like bigger houses. Like,
They
even
kind
the
of do.
governor's
They have
mansion looks sad.
3-story houses.
The governor's mansion looks sad.
It does.
Gotta say.
They just need a rich area to make housing more affordable.
Well, we have very rich houses. Like, all the houses near State House are basically. If you have one of those,
But
it's
they're
kind of a
all
big-
like really
like-
ugly looking apartments.
like I have a house in, what is it called? Yeah, near State House. It's not just mine. I share it with someone else. We paid 50-50 for it, and we pay 50-50 of the
Is that
weekly fee.
Are we talking about Richway in the house?
No, Clark, near State House.
Where's your house?
Huh?
You have like a house near what's it
State
called?
House.
The Capitol?
Yeah, me and someone. We share it. We both pay for it.
Is it Ethan?
No,
No, okay. Is it one of those in Fergus Bay?
it's 3 stories. It's like
3 stories. Yeah, I know.
I know that I bought that for a lot of money. I mean, luckily that me and him, paid 50-50 for it. But even buying a house with someone else is not easy because you're gonna fight over who gets to keep the house under their name. Like, luckily we mutually decided he would, and there was no argument. But
Did you guys sign a contract?
yeah, we did.
Okay, that is important.
Having contracts, this is kind of a little bit away from the subject, but if you ever make a deal in Clark, always get a contract.
Yeah, always. Do not do anything without a contract. That is like a axiom. You should.
Yeah. That guy could be
Great.
your best friend. Just do a contract. It doesn't hurt anyone. All you have to do is spend 5 seconds signing it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's just
Contracts are mandatory.
it's just this extra sense of this, like, it's an extra sense of security.
It is the de facto security because without it, you're over. Do not do any deals. without a signed contract. That is the biggest mistake you can make,
Like especially if it's
a lot
big
of
money.
scams.
Like yeah, if someone owes you 10,000, yeah, I can see why you might not do a contract. But if they owe you
Yeah,
150,000, definitely do a contract.
definitely. The biggest mistake you can ever make is not signing a contract, and that's gonna go
Because it will never hurt you.
Yep. And people can switch up fast on you. You know, they say one thing and then next they delete a message me on Discord or something, and you're over.
And taking screenshots is also really important.
Yes, screenshots, and then it's even better if you record it.
Yeah. I don't know what you guys do, but we always transcript our
always have-
tickets.
Yeah, always have. Yeah, also like have a screenshot of the taskbar. It's better with the timestamp. It adds more
Yeah.
legitimacy.
It's really important.
Yep. It really makes a difference for the courts, and it makes it easier for them to verify the authenticity of the agreement. And I've had some experiences, and that has helped us a lot. Definitely, making sure we're on the safer side from a legal perspective, and quite frankly said, sorry for the language, but saving our asses.
Yeah, it does. But like one thing that, which will take us over to our next topic, like creating a nice financial, system, like having a nice overall economy that's not just based off of houses. This is kind of going to bring us over to there, but when people get banned from the game, because sometimes you can't predict it, like you do your research. Sometimes you even check their moderation record, but then they randomly got banned, and then there's still a contract. But what's the court going to do? They're banned. You reach out to devs. What are they going to do? The guy got banned. They don't care.
Mm.
And this has happened more than once. I don't know if this happened for you.
Luckily, we've not had the situation. Luckily, we got lucky there until now.
Wait, were those people perm banned?
Yeah, permanent ban. You know it's bad when a dev of Mayflower got banned from Roblox.
Really?
Yeah. A dev of Mayflower got banned. Zerum, he got hardware banned.
Oh.
But definitely something that I'm surprised hasn't happened yet. Or it might happen now because I think people are starting to realize that having a good economy that's based off of finances is really important now. That's not just based off of houses. And especially how some people and companies have more money than banks. It's just wowing.
Yeah.
Or I got a
I
DM
think
from someone.
Game should have. I think the game should have like a private bank where like they store your own money, like not like the actual in-game bank that's owned by devs. Like it should be owned by someone. Like real life, there's like actual banks. That'd be a cool idea to put into the game.
Alright, I just got a DM from who's this guy? Alright, I got a DM from Warber. His question is, let's see, how do we phrase this?
You should tell him to join stage so you can talk to him. That'll be nicer.
He doesn't, I don't know. Okay, so he makes $45,000 a week and he wants to buy a house in Mercy.
Oh, wait. Can you tell me the question? Where was it?
It is, he makes $45,000 a week and he wants to buy a house in Mercy. He doesn't know if he can.
Okay. So 45,000 a week and a Mercia house.
What are the average prices for?
So millions for Mercia houses. I mean, if someone gets lucky and snipes a house, it might be selling it for under $1 million or $1 million. But if you want to get a Mercia house, you're gonna have to have at least $1 million just to be on the safer side, and then let's see if you get lucky. The question was a question in the chat and
DMs.
DMs. Okay.
Also, but you have been in the housing market for quite a while now.
Yeah.
So, what would you like? Where did prices start in like Mercy, Lander, Woodbury, etc.?
Okay.
And how are they now?
It is very diverse. Actually, it is very, very diverse, and it all comes down to the person. Some people, they just need quick cash, so you can get a better price with them. Some people, they can hold, they can afford it to hold, and get the best price that they can get out of the property. So, if you say I have $40,000 and want to get a Mercia house, there's two options you're gonna go. Of course, you can take a mortgage, try going that route. You could also try to snipe a house, but that's gonna be way harder. The best thing you could do is just wait for some opportunity to happen, because there's always gonna be people being a bit careless and then just taking advantage of it. If we're gonna be realistic,
what was the average price at the beginning for like a Mercy house? Because now it's in the millions.
Yeah, I think the average price was maybe like 500,000. It's ridiculous. Like so little. It's so little now.
So at the beginning, it was probably that just houses in Lander were in the millions.
I'm not sure actually about that one. But Lander houses, they can also, depends on which one, but a house in Lander can also sell for $1 million Clark dollars, actually.
I know it can now. Like, literally every single house now goes for $1 million. But talking about when the housing market just started, those would have been like the only house selling for $1 million, right?
I think at the beginning there was no house for $1 million, as far as I know. But now, it also depends on the person, how much they're willing to pay for a house. They're definitely going.
He's also asking now, which area would you buy a house in? Like, what area has the cheapest houses?
The cheapest houses, Lander. It's the old block apartments.
Let's see. Old block apartments. So is there a big demand for apartments? Because at least I don't hear a lot of people talk about, I want to buy an apartment, I'm buying an apartment.
There's not a demand. You can just go in game. There's a high chance that one is on lease. It's more like a temporary solution, or you just don't care where it is, just want a house or property. Then you get an all block apartment. I mean, the only good thing is, like, I would say about them is their storage, and maybe their view of at the top one.
Because at least for me, like, seeing how expensive that houses are and how low the availability is, I feel like everybody would be rushing to get even an apartment or anything.
People are more rushing to get houses. They're not that into apartments, to be honest.
So you don't think we have gotten the housing market so bad where people are begging to get apartments?
So I mean, they are actually getting sold, but just like people forget so often, there's so many of them that like there's enough place for them, right? There's like alone 50 apartments, like half of the total supply. I don't know how many it is, but there's a lot of apartments. So
yeah, because a lot of people just don't even care about apartments; they just care about a house.
Yes. That's like the biggest thing. People don't want an apartment. They're small. They're not adequate.
I mean, yeah, but it would seem, since like how low the availability for houses is, that apartments would be another top of the list item for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right, we got a question.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
All right, this is. Let me just look at this real quick. It's loading. This one I also got in DMs. He's also in the call. It is from Tam. His question is, would you rather have a lease system, the current system, or a permanent house system? More
Lease
expensive.
system by far. Lease system.
I would have to
It just
agree.
make Yep. A permanent system just doesn't make sense, especially, let's say, if a monopoly comes to right, and they can just buy up their houses permanently, they will like literally, not have to engage with the game just to hold them. And if they quit the game, well, the houses are just stuck there,
That's
And it's
happening
like-
currently, right?
And then if devs decide, to remove the lease, and they come back playing, say, oh, that's unfair, because it is unfair. So you have to have a system where it is rewarded being active and actually engaging with the game instead of just buying it once. So the lease system definitely makes a lot of sense, and it should stay how it is.
And it also kind of helps lower prices.
I think a permanent system would be better.
Really?
Or like so like it'll be more expensive, but like then the person can sell it and people won't have to like get a lease.
But that will destroy.
Because look, what is going to happen? The people who have 10 million are just going to buy everything up and then hold it, and not going to do anything with it. They're not even going to use it. So I would strongly disagree with you.
And then the prices will just keep on going up along with everything else.
Yeah. I mean, the prices also go down in the current market. It's very volatile. It all depends on who is willing how much to spend. That is
So-
most of it right now.
Are there any monopolies like buying up all the houses currently from you or others?
I'm not a monopoly.
No, not you.
I'm not a-
No, not you. Are there people who are buying up all these houses from you, or are there people who are like a monopoly?
Right now, there's no monopoly right now. It's all fair game. There's just some people that have a bigger volume and a smaller volume. It's fair game actually right now.
So it's not like that one person owns like
But
30 houses.
I'm not gonna name any names because it would jeopardize me. But there are some people having some interests buying up houses, and there's just regular realtors trying to flip for a quick buck. I know the names. I'm gonna give them the honor and respect to not name them, but there's various interests going in what wants to be done with housing in the county.
Because I know in other states like Ridgeway, a big problem was like these groups, like especially like crime groups, were buying up like entire neighborhoods. Like they used to own like 90% of the houses in each neighborhood. So we're not seeing that in Clark yet.
Yep. And I think the current lease system just makes that possible because you can only hold one house at a time. And organizing it, you have to renew it. Is just a logistical nightmare. So
And it would be so much easier to kind of buy a house like, yeah, I'm going to buy this house. I just keep it forever. Doesn't matter if I'm on a month-long vacation. I'll still have the house.
yeah. All right. Do you have any new questions coming in?
Alright.
I don't know. I'm done with the housing market. I want to, talk about some other. If we can help some people with their financial circumstances, help them, their wealth building.
Yes. This question is from Kai,
Okay.
and his question is: so he owns a house in Woodbury, and he wants to know
Kai. Okay. Kai owns a house in Woodbury. All right.
how much he could sell it for, based
It all
on the market
depends,
right
man.
now.
It depends what type of house it is. Where is it within Woodbury? Are you trying to sell it fast? Can you wait? There's many factors determining it. You can sell it all from, I would say, maybe 100,000 to, who knows, 500,000 for a Woodbury house. So I think you need to go with a perspective that you need to know what you want. Do you need quick cash? Okay, then just take any price that's enough for you. If you say I need 200,000 right now for a new Lambo, then sell it for 200,000 because it's gonna get you done fast.
Yeah. This is a question from Pablo.
Pablo, okay.
How is the housing market changing with the economy, or like how is the economy changing because of that housing market, and why are interest rates so high?
Okay, it's simple. It's simple. So it's because when in the housing money, the money stays in the player economy. When you go buy a weapon from like a gun store, that money is deleted out of the economy, okay? But with housing, right, the money stays in the economy. It just changes hands. If you look at it from an economic perspective. And this changes so much about everything. It sounds so simple, but this is the key, right? Because if someone comes, right, with 5 million Clark dollars and they buy a house with that, or houses, that $5 million are not going to be spread to, I don't know how many players they buy off of.
Yeah.
Right? And now these players that sold the house, they have maybe 1 to 5 million, depends if you sold to one guy or 5 people, whatever. They have that money now that they can spend in the economy. They can hire services. They can get other houses. They can buy more guns, right? And so if a criminal now sells a house for $5 million, he can just get infinite Jerry bonds, basically infinite guns. Well, not infinite, but a ton of them. All right. On the other hand, you can start
like money stays in circulation when you buy stuff from private businesses.
Yes, and that is a huge factor which drives the economy. Now here it kind of it's questionable where it drives it, but that is why it moves the market so much. What was the other question again? I forgot.
Interest rates, why they're so high?
It's simple, risk. I think you notice pretty well, especially with Clark Financial. Let's say, a house costs quite a bit.
Yeah.
And let's say a house costs 1 million, and as Gamerboy said, you don't know if the person is gonna quit the game, if they're gonna get banned, anything. And let's say you have even an interest of 10%, which IRL is high, right? If I load them $1 million, and if it's an IRL month, right? I don't have the million for one whole IRL month, and the only profit I make is 100,000, which is not that much in the perspective of Clark. And so the risk I take by lending 1 million to the return that I get from those 100,000, even at the 10%, right? Let alone which would be like a 2% interest rate, which would be even worse. It just doesn't make economically sense, and it's not viable, especially in this economy where banks are not able to get their loans insured, and can't just get money like that from the government or from there's no treasury, there's no central bank. It doesn't exist, and so that makes it very hard for private banks to operate within the current economy. I hope that answered your question.
I actually thought someone would answer this question, so I'm just gonna pretend someone asked it. But the reason why business loans are so hard to get is it's just too hard to start a business. Like, me and Nick have successful businesses, but part of it was skill, but a lot of it was also luck. It's really hard to get a successful business in Clark, especially if it's not dev supported.
Definitely, yeah.
No, without dev support, the business doesn't even look like it's good.
I mean, not necessarily it doesn't look good, but I'll tell you right now, we have 62 tickets open for business loans, and probably out of that, 5 to 8 people probably got the loan, because it's so hard to determine if the business is gonna pop off. It could be the best idea in the world, but it'll still fail. There isn't really a reason why it's hard for new businesses to enter the market, but it just is.
I mean, the reason is that there's limited opportunities that you can actually make money. You know, there's already if there's like a marked there's a discrepancy in the market, right? If there's an opportunity, it most likely is already taken. Any new opportunity just depend on the devs, and dev support getting that support is notoriously quite difficult.
Yeah, if you want to help get dev support, you guys should sign the petition that's pinned in the live chat.
Mhm.
And another thing,
Petition.
it's
I was a
pinged.
petition.
Yes.
And okay.
Can you let me go?
Oh, you got out.
Oh,
Wait.
You gotta let me go.
I'll let you go.
wait, what happened?
I can't move.
I got-
Oh, you can't.
I can't move.
Hey, don't worry, I got you.
Click on him, and it'll be fine.
Look,
No, I
there.
can't move. I can't move. I'm stuck.
I'll
Your
go.
cups are coded, man.
Okay, drop me your cuffs. Okay, drag him, now click on him. Click on him with your cursor.
I did.
I can't move, literally.
Or just put him on a chair. Put him on a chair so you can jump on. Just reset character at this point. No, he was on it and then he wasn't. Just don't jump when he puts you on it. Cuff. Okay,
All there.
we'll just switch chairs. Yes. Is this chair broken? Okay. We're good. Intermission. Alright, we got a few more questions. Okay. Which one should we do? How long should I expect houses to be at the current price? Like,
For quite a while, I would say, if legislators do, start caring about the economy, things could change and will change, because it could also force the devs to make systems to improve the economy and the government to actually step into the economy. What I would say from an economic perspective, there's a few things we need. I think we definitely need legislators who care. Then we need a treasury that handles economic stuff. Oh wait, I forgot the term. What's it called? That executes the economic legislation, right? The treasury and sets interest rates and everything else. Helps with the banks and everything. And what we need is more opportunities for the private sector. A fatal mistake legislators could do is do price caps. Like, capping the prices for house markets is just gonna make them even less available, because people will not be selling them. Like, let's say you bought a house in Mercia for $2 million Clark dollars, $1 million Clark dollars, and now I can only sell them for 500,000. I'm not going to be selling them. I'm just going to hold them forever, and you're not going to be able to get that house ever, more or less, unless I forget to renew it. But that's could happen. But I'm going to be maybe petty or whatever, and it's just not going to be viable. So if we are in a free market, we need to behave like a free market, because we're not in communism, man. We're not communists. We're capitalists, and in capitalism, a free market is essential. There needs to be regulation. There needs to be oversight, but it needs to be a free market. So we can't facilitate fraud, but we need to facilitate the economy. We need to facilitate private businesses, private entities, people to get going, to actually engage with the community, with the game, and create value, and do work, and not just, I don't know, go log.
yeah. Alright, we got someone raising their hand. I invited you up to speak. Hello?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
yes, we can.
Alright. Thank you
I don't
so
hear
much for
him.
these
Do you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear him. He's just a bit quiet, but whatever.
I can't.
Just make his user volume higher.
I made a 200. Say something.
Hi.
I can hear him.
I can hear like a little bit, but I can hardly.
Alright, anyways. What's your question or
So I was wondering how, well, Nick, he was describing, how he would engage with the community. I was wondering how he would typically engage in the community to make sure, homes are being purchased up and, and just doing that really.
There's many ways you can engage with the community. One is definitely like hosting events. I think Gamerboy and I were like one of the lone events in game. In the Hitchline Media offices, I think 1 or 2 weeks ago that we organized. You can organize these events. Labs could like training or public things. There's many ways to engage with the community. I think one of the coolest ones is events because it's visual, instantaneous. Another one is creating job opportunities because then you have team building, you have money moving trickling down into the players, into the community. Another way is maybe having a sale or whatever, just like posting advertisements, hiring people, hiring other businesses for advertisement purposes or whatever, and just trying to look to get as many contact points with the community as possible. But you're actually very limited in what you can do in some ways, and we're looking to maybe improve that in some ways, but I can't say too much about it.
All right, thank you so much.
Do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
Alright, one thing I want to talk about. Wait, so one thing with employment is there's not enough workers for non-dev supported businesses and like even if you find some, you have to pay them so much. Like Labsco hires people because they get so many applicants because they have dev support, and they don't have to pay them a dime.
That's another thing, yeah.
And I'm really sad and disappointed that the Hitchline Media thing didn't work out because even though it wasn't like we didn't own the building, we didn't get to customize the building, just having a office in the building was just a big deal. And it's really sad to see the program shut down.
I don't think it's public knowledge, but just in general, us like people who spend a lot of time and build businesses, it's hard for them to get dev access to the devs and getting stuff done in game. It's a tragedy, I would say, and this is where legislation could actually do something about it. But it's gonna be hard.
Yeah. I know devs complained about storage and everything, but I think we should start removing all these businesses that aren't active. Like, none of these clothing stores are active.
They should give those buildings to actual businesses, not like.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Or
like we're active businesses. We will actually utilize the space. We'll host events there and whatnot. Especially with Hitchline Media, that building never gets used. Like, we finally saw some daylight when us and other businesses started using their space as our offices, but that was like the only time that they saw like light. Otherwise, it's always dark and nobody's ever there.
I think like a lot of these, in their buildings are just also never used.
I know DUIs was trying to do this and it almost happened. They wanted to use at least one of the towers and lease out the space inside the towers as offices for active businesses. One thing I gotta give credit to Ridgeway for is they had dev owned, like they had a plaza where you could raffle your business in, and then you got like a office and game for a certain amount of time. And I would love to see something like that in Clark. Like the Republican office in Clark. Or not in Clark, Mercy. That is in Clark. Get rid of it. The Mayflower Republican Party doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, they rebranded to Columbia First.
And their
they got
business
revoked,
license
so they don't
got
exist.
revoked. So what's the point of having it? And also I think we have to start understanding that devs don't really do a lot of this game now, and the thing keeping this game alive are our elected officials. Like Orange Bear, he's one of the reasons why this game is alive and it's becoming, and more people are joining. And I think for this game to stay popular, businesses and elected officials need to step up, because devs have done everything they can do. They can obviously do more, but it's also kind of time for us to shine and tune in.
Have we got some new questions coming in?
Yeah, I think we have 3 more.
All right,
I've been
let's
sitting
get to
around
3
for-
more, and I think that's it for today. Because like it's already been an hour.
Yeah. Alright. Should we start introducing taxes?
No, do not introduce taxes, please. Do not introduce taxes. It's way too early. There is not even a proper economy in the game. It's not a proper one. And until we don't have a functioning proper economy, we should not introduce taxes. No, it's just going to be a shit show. And there's going to be more good than bad than good coming out of it. By far. I think if we manage to get an economy running that is actually a real economy, then definitely there should be taxes, because it would make sense that we need to be less debt reliant and more player oriented and focused. But right now, for the foreseeable future, no tax at all. That would be a nightmare for the economy. It's already in shambles, but that would just make it way worse. And how are you going to enforce it? Like, you would need a tax system, so the devs would need to step in, right? But then to have a tax system, you need a proper economy and the dev systems around it. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, me and Nick have a plan for the economy, and we're talking to other people about it, but that is very late stage in the plan, and it's probably not going to even happen. Like, there's so much stuff that you have to do earlier to get to that. Like, that is very late game.
Yeah. All right. What's the next question? The last 2.
Alright, let's do this one. Is it worth renting out my current home, and is it worth it for other people to rent a home instead of buying it?
Definitely, absolutely. Renting is such a good option, so underrated. People have no idea. Renting is awesome, man. You should definitely rent more, because it's just like having an in-game mechanic, and you pay a little bit more than the in-game lease, but you don't have to be worried about anything else, and it costs you way less than buying a house, and it's just gonna be like almost the same as owning the house itself.
Yeah, and it's like, if you're like a homeowner, renting your house out is also a great option, because you can make money off of it, and you can also live in it at the same time. Alright, next question. Are there any alternatives that exist instead of buying a home?
Alright, what's the last question?
What alternatives exist if I can't afford to buy a home right now?
like from housing, nothing. You can, I mean, if home consists of an O block apartment, anybody can afford an O block apartment. So if you just want a house for the sake of having a property, then go to O block and get a house.
All right, this is a good question that just sneaked in. How is it a good idea to get pre-approved before getting a house, and are you even able to do that?
You can answer that. I think it's going to be interesting.
I mean, it is a good idea to get pre-approved if you're looking for a house. We don't offer mortgages, so you can't get pre-approved for those. But I don't know if can you get pre-approved for a house at a Bank of Colombia? Like, if I was looking to buy a house, but I haven't found one, could I get pre-approved for a certain amount? You there? Mingos?
Oh, what? I'm like glitching a lot.
I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Alright. I don't know. Since we don't offer mortgages, I don't know if at Bank of Colombia you can get pre-approved for a certain amount if you're hunting for a house.
We were not. We might implement it later on. We'll have to see how the market shifts.
And do you offer mortgages for houses that you don't sell?
Yes, we do, but it's very conditional because involves way more risk, of course, and then we are very careful to whom we loan, to how much, and of course the interest is going to be in a very interesting manner.
I think that's it. And I think last chance for questions if you have any. Is there inflation in Clark?
Yes, there's inflation, of course, but only inflation. There's two ways of inflation. There's player inflation, and there is in-game inflation. In-game inflation is the prices or deflation of like in-game items, which the dev said. There's player inflation, like the housing prices, and inflation comes there that just money gets spawned in. Either like for selling NOP money gets spawned in, or like developers spawning in money and then just gifting it to their friends, and then it, like goes to the houses, which is. Right now, the money printer is being used very wrong. It's not being used wisely, and nobody knows anything about economics that is, spearheading the game.
Alright, this is going to be the last question we're going to take. And I also, think that this question a lot of people ask, especially Clark Financial. Is there a way we can invest our money? Like, I have a lot of money laying around. Like, can I invest it into your banks or another company, or is there anything I can invest my money into?
You can invest into stock, like private, so you can maybe ask if you can buy shares of a company. So far, there's no public funds. We will be looking to get that, but it's very hard because investing in Clark is not possible because there's not the system around, because the devs are just not interested in the economy. That's a problem. I'm going to put it full down. The devs are not interested in the economy, and there's not many opportunities to invest in, and that's one of the biggest problems. You can't have a 401k. You can't have any, having a stock exchange is very complicated because there's no, companies that generate actual revenue and profit. There's maybe only a handful of them, and even then, it's very hard for them, and so far and so on. Right? Labsco doesn't generate much profit. And some other ones, and it's very complicated and a very messy situation. The devs just need to step in and give people the systems to be able to.
Like, currently, the only way we can somehow create a system is through Legislator, but there's just so much that Legislator can do.
Yeah. The only way we can hope is like the legislators force the devs.
And that is really hard to do at the same time.
Yeah. Alright, I think that wraps it up.
Yep. Thank you for joining us. We'll hopefully do more in the future. It's really nice to have you.
If you do want to support us and have some hope of improving the economy, go sign the petition of Bank of Colombia for an automated banking system. This will enable us to do a lot of stuff.
It is pinned in the chat.
Yep. Sign the petition. Send it in the Discord chat too. Sign the petition. Give us your voice. Show that you want the economy to thrive, to create an actual economy that works. And yeah, thank you for listening, tuning in, and joining.
And if you're a senator watching this, feel free to DM us. We need a lot of senators' help for this.